what? In the last semester, we were reading about some articles to find out environmental problem available in the world as well as in Malaysia. One problem that we found is very common, which is waste problem, and that is the third major problem, environmental problem in Malaysia. Currently, 23,000 tons of waste is generated every day in Malaysia, and this results is expecting to rise at 30,000 tons by this year, 2020. So, why I am going to tell you about this? Because our FYP project is all about waste management using machine learning. So, I am Jian Muhammad Afiq Amin.
And I am Nasik Sami Khan.
Assalamu alaikum. Our abstract part. Waste management is one of the primary problems that the world is currently facing. It doesn't matter the country is developed or developing country. So the critical issues in waste management is the garbage field or landfill garbage bin is being overflowed before the commencement of cleaning process. That's caused some environment pollutions. So today the segregation of waste problem is mainly done manually, which needs more workers. That is time consuming and less efficient and less feasible because of lots of waste is there. So we are proposing an automated waste segregation system that will use machine learning algorithms. What's in our introductions? Waste classification process leads to recycling of waste, energy generations out of waste, reduction of waste, and lessening of landfills. And due to not managing this waste properly, it hampers our environment by soil contaminations, air pollutions, and water pollution, and so on. So our research aims to implement few machine learning algorithms that will find the best suitable algorithm, so we can implement that to classify our waste into categories.
The problem statement, we can see that the consumption of waste has increased dramatically in recent times. So if the waste are not sorted in the earliest time, it can have detrimental impact on the environment. Firstly, it can if we can categorize the waste at the earliest time, it can maximize the number of reusable items, and it will minimize the risk of contaminating in the landfill and having the impact on the environment.
So what's our research questions? Number 1, what are the categories for waste segregations in waste management dataset? Number 2, what are the key features determining correct object? So the hypothesis, we will use classification algorithm. The model will help in understanding how the object can vary from each feature, and by determining the feature, the key factors, the model will predict the accuracy and how likely an object will frame the sample. That's the hypothesis. In our research objectives, we will first explore the dataset, then visualize dataset for finding out incorrect images, and the third one, build the best model for each algorithms and sort them according to classes, and the lastly, analyze the accuracy and find the suitable algorithms for our project. Implementation of AI and machine learning can bring on automated solutions to deal with this problem, and that will help us to live peacefully in our environment with a happy life. And that's the significance of our research.
So let's talk about our methodology. In the first step, we have collected our data from GitHub source, which have the Gary Thang and Binti Yang have contributed. Lots of thanks to them. And then we have used the tool, the Google Colab, Jupyter Notebook, and Python as the coding part. Okay, then the main techniques we have used 4 algorithms. 4 classification algorithms are CNN, SVM, decision tree, and random forest. And in the data split, we have tested with 20% data and trained the dataset with 80% of the data. And for the performance measurement, we have used the accuracy, which is the most common measurement in the machine learning techniques. And then we have used the scores from the confusion matrix and the cross-validation score.
CNN works as a neural network, and it consists of many hidden layers inside it. It takes an input, and in the feature learning, it takes all the feature of the image or the data into different layer, like convolutional layer. Then it does the pooling, and at the later part it does the flattened part to make all the image pixel or the data into array. Then it connects to the fully connected layer and then gives the output. SVM is a linear model for classification and regression problem. It can also solve non-linear problems and work well for many practical problems, such in our case. The idea of support vector machine is simple. The algorithm creates line or hyperplane which separates the data into different classes. Creates different decision boundaries between the classes to separate them as wide as possible, and this will help to classify them into different categories. In the case of decision tree classification, decision tree builds classification models in form of tree structure. It breaks down the dataset into smaller and smaller subset, while at the same time an associated decision tree is incrementally developed. The decision tree calculates the probability that a given record belongs to which category, and it classifies the record assigning to the most likely class or the category. Forest tree algorithm creates decision tree on data samples and then gets the prediction from each of them and finally selects the best solution by means of voting. It is an ensemble method which is better than a single decision tree because it reduces the overfitting by averaging the result.
So we in the first step we have collected the data, then we have done some pre-processing. As our data set is image data set, we have converted them reshaped them in same size, and then for CNN and other algorithms we have converted them in the vector space with RGB 0 to 255 values. Then in the data visualization we have seen if the data is correctly categorized or not. Then we have built our model, we have measured our performance, and then we have done the hyperparameter tuning to see the changes before and after. And after using the hyperparameter tuning we have done the prediction. Then we have found the different category of the objects, and we have visualized the accuracy measurement scores. So in our preliminary test result, we have seen, like in the SVM it has successfully scored 85% of accuracy. Then for decision tree it has scored 65%. For random forest it has scored 55% accuracy, and the best one we have found is CNN. It was able to score 90% accuracy. For other performance measurement we have used the precision, recall, and F1 score, and also for the support for the each and every object for each and every algorithms in our preliminary testing.
For the future works that we are gonna implement on FYP2, number one, we will work with the best algorithm that we have found in this research, and which is CNN, because CNN has shown accuracy of around 90% or more than 90%. So we will work with the CNN and try to enhance the accuracy more. Number two, we will work with the bigger dataset. Currently our dataset is containing around more than 2000 images, so we will enhance that images and we'll also work with the CNN and try to find out the accuracy. Number three, we'll try to make a demo app in mobile platforms. Our plan is to work with mobile platform and making an app that will mainly work with the reusability of waste. Currently we know that many waste categories can be reused again to reduce the cost of buying new materials, again to create new materials also. This will help us to reduce the reproduction cost and also have a great positive impact in our financial part also. In conclusion, we can say that due to not managing this waste properly, it can causes some environment pollutions like air contaminations, water contamination, soil contaminations, and also can make impact on the health of human and also animal lives.
So it's our duty to use the learnings we have in our courses and to implement in our real life, make changes in the environment for the environment, and make the world a better place to live in. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum. That's all from us.